Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, you know what? We have our very own farmer's market going on here at Divine Fellowship now. We've got tomato plants, peppers, basil, hot
and sweet pepper.
sweet peppers. Those are out front.
You said pot.
I did not say pot. I did not say that.
They grow it still. That's a party foul, Phil.
We have cherries in the kitchen. They're almost gone, so if you don't have any, you might want to sneak out like right now. Okay, and get the cherries. They're wonderful. They're not like the store-bought ones that I bought this year. These are nice and sweet. Good stuff. We have chicken eggs in the kitchen. And the reason I emphasize chicken is because every dozen also has a turkey egg in it. So yeah, big spotted turkey egg. So we have our own farmer's market. We're going to rename the church, so we'll think about it. This, it's also Flag Day. And this was given to us by a friend of ours. He brought it back. This was flying over Kandahar on the 4th of July a few years ago. So cool deal. And also the 800th anniversary of the Magna Carta signing. How about that? Cool. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
Yay, George and John.
And hi, people out on YouTube. We like you. We love you. Jan has actually found a use for going to the YouTube website now. She's shaking her head back there. She says this morning, she goes, "Did I wear this last week?" It worked. And she goes, "Oh, good." And she started laughing. She goes, "Nope, didn't wear it." So, okay, I'm good. John, a dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. And George, if a man smiles all the time, he's probably selling something that doesn't work. Maybe, could be true, might be true. Let's see, I did that, so I know that I did that. And things that make you go, If you shut your door to all errors, trust will be shut down. Some of you may know who did this. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Arthur Conan Doyle, of course. Belief in truth begins with doubting all that has hitherto been believed to be true. Those who never retract their opinions love themselves more than they love the truth. Women have laid claim to the use of feathers only in modern times. 16th century princes and noblemen went to great expense to import the finest feathers, which they used to decorate their hats. Then someone came up with the idea of using small feathers as military decorations. If a soldier showed extreme gallantry, he, or now she of course, was given a feather to wear in their cap as an honor. By the late 16th century, this practice was so common that when a person won any kind of honor, he'd refer to it as a feather in his cap. So, there you go. Now you know where that one came from. According to representatives of the Rawlings Sporting Goods Company, official supplier of the Major League Baseball, official supplier to Major League Baseball, the average lifespan of a Major League Baseball is 6 pitches. How children perceive their grandparents. She was in the bathroom putting on her makeup under the watchful eye of her young granddaughter, as she'd done many times before. After she applied her lipstick and started to leave, the little one said, "But Grandma, you forgot to kiss the toilet paper goodbye." Probably never put lipstick on again without thinking about kissing the toilet paper goodbye. My young grandson called the other day to wish me a happy birthday. He asked me how old I was. I told him 62. This long, silent moment, and then he asked, "Did you start at 1?" Hard to comprehend being that old. And I'm older than that. I'm older than that, okay? Husband and wife are shopping in local Kmart. Walmart, same thing. The husband, sorry, anybody that works for Kmart or Walmart, so put the two together. The husband picks up a case of Budweiser and puts it in his cart. "What do you think you're doing?" asks the wife. "They're on sale, only $10 for 24 cans," he replies. "Put them back, we can't afford them," demands the wife. So they carry on shopping. A few aisles further on, the woman picks up a $20 jar of face cream and puts it in the basket. "What do you think you're doing?" asks the husband. "It's my face cream. It makes me look beautiful," replies his wife. Her husband reports, "So does 24 cans of beer at half the price." On the PA system, "Clean up on aisle 25. We have a husband down." This is in preparation for Father's Day next weekend. A lot of car shows all over the region for next weekend. Fun stuff. Two boys were walking home from Sunday school after hearing a strong preaching on the devil. One said to the other, "What do you think about all this Satan stuff?" The other boy replied, "Well, you know how Santa Claus turned out. It's probably just your dad." Again, in preparation for Father's Day. Dan, who's not here today, actually got his picture in the paper. I know it was unintentional, but he's here nonetheless. I guess they're talking about widening G-Way as you come into town, and he was there and front and center looking at the presentation on what they were going to do. So I was going to ask him today which one he thought they should choose, but they'll be back next weekend. No, Dan and Marianne got married. Yeah, got married on the cruise. Fun stuff. Okay, anything else going on I should know about? Announcements?
I have some announcements.
Do you? Well, get up here.
Can you read them without your...
Well, I'll put it, my glasses broke this morning. So we're gonna just...
Here, have a cherry. You're all, I give you a plant, but it's on the floor.
No, thanks. Okay. So, gosh, it's already the middle of the month.
I know.
Tuesday, we have drum circle with Daryl. That's at 7 to 8:30. Is that correct?
Indian time.
Did we not do interchange for the summer?
Not till July the 8th,
July 8th.
next time.
This is driving me crazy. On Thursday from 6:30 to 8, we have intuitive development. The cost of that is $10. We have a lot of fun. If you're wanting to explore your intuitive abilities, this is a fun way to start. On Saturday, we're doing a make and take essential oil rollerball class. And we can make up remedies for sleep, if you're having fibromyalgia issues, a lot of different health issues, flu and a cold bomb, we call it, allergies, restless legs, whatever you can think of. I'm going to pass around a sheet to sign up, and also it's got some recipes on it that you can kind of look at. And if you have a specific ailment that you are wanting to address, if you put that beside your name, then I can make sure that we have the oils necessary for that. And the cost of that is $20. Sunday is Father's Day. So just to honor our fathers, let you know we're already thinking about you. ARE meets here every Thursday. Josie's not here today, but she's the contact there. We have Dream Quest on Saturday the 27th. Is that the first one?
Yep,
It's full. Awesome. Of course, we didn't have Cause he pronounce it Kijang? Chagan, okay, this morning, but
Shalom.
hopefully we'll have it next week at 9:15 on Sunday. Next Sunday is Christopher Turner, so
On the following Sunday.
the following Sunday,
No, it's drumming circle now.
Drumming
Sunday
circle.
oh, on the 20,
first.
oh, drumming on the 21st, so bring your drums, and then Christopher's on the 28th. And I think that about covers it. Does anybody have anything else?
I guess I could.
I'll pass this clipboard around. Huh? Oh, 1 to 3.
Okay, we had a really, really amazing aura imaging again yesterday. Quite a few people came, and some of the things that we were able to see in these auras were absolutely amazing. It's not just a color that you're seeing. I can go through in-depth information as to how your chakras are doing. With your chakras comes a lot of effects to your body, especially in those regions where your chakras are at. I can pinpoint certain things that might be going on health-wise. I do not diagnose. I can't see exactly what's going on, but I can see that there's something in that area that might need some attention. It's an amazing tool, and I had a lot of good feedback. We had a lot of fun. And so I didn't open up another full day yet. I am open for business to taking appointments as well. So if somebody wants a private session with me, you can see me and contact me. But I wanted to see a show of hands who might be interested in me doing another full day. Okay. I'm going to need to have a commitment of at least 14 people for sure to make it worth the time and bringing it all down here and everything. So I'll get together a sign-up sheet. We'll send it around next week, and we'll see if we can gather more information, gather more interest in it. Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks. Interesting story. I'm not sure anybody heard the story. Reminds me of, since it's Flag Day. Oh, thank you. I know it was. I know I heard it. Gentleman, he was, I forget his age. Obviously, he was, 89 years old, I remember. He was in World War II and serving on Okinawa, and I think it was Saipan when they were building the air bases to, bomb Japan. And at the end of that service, they were leaving, and they were just kind of all this stuff around. Nobody wanted anything, so he took a couple of flags that were flying over there, and 5 by 10 foot, I think, big, good sized flags, stuffed them in a duffel bag, and forgot about them. That was 1946, and he moved here in 47, worked all of his life. His wife passed in 06, and I guess just very, very recently he was kind of going through some of her stuff, saw this duffel bag, said, "What the heck's in there?" Thinking it was some of her stuff. So he opened it up, and here's those 2 flags. 48 stars, so I guess he's showing them today. So that's kind of fun. Muldoon lived alone in the Irish countryside with only a pet dog for company. One day the dog died, and Muldoon went to the parish priest and asked, "Father, my dog is dead. Could you be saying a mass for the poor creature?" Father Patrick replied, "I'm afraid not. We cannot have services for an animal in the church. But there are some Baptists down the lane, and there's no telling what they believe. Maybe they'll do something for the creature." Muldoon said, "I'll go right away, Father. Do you think $5,000 is enough to donate to them for the service?" Father Patrick exclaimed, "Sweet Mary of Jesus, Mother of Jesus, why didn't you tell me the dog was Catholic?"
That was bad.
Of course it was bad. Why said it? I don't hold any punches here. Equal opportunity offender right here. I'm a recovering Catholic, so I can say what I want.
You're freaking me out.
Is that all it takes?
This is what Serena does.
Some days, honey, some days. Some days you're better at it than others. Okay. Larry, how are you? Have handouts. I'm not going to give them to you now. Because giving handouts is,
Distracting, to say the least.
to say the least. We joke that sometimes we're the church of the attention deficit.
It's no joke.
You're in the right place. Gotcha. So I want to talk to you a little bit about symbolism today. Because symbolism is the language of spirit. And here's why I say that. Have you ever decided you're going to do something? Go on a diet, stop smoking, get a different job. Have you ever made a decision and it never worked? That's because we're only utilizing the mental aspect. I'm going to make that happen. Brain strain. Because unless we talked last week about healing and how healing has to take place on all 4 levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Manifesting takes place on all 4 levels as well, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So physical is action, doing the deal. Mental, that's a thought process, that's searching for information, that's categorizing data. Emotional, let me tell you about emotional. Emotional has a couple of levels here. The emotional aspect has some, part of that is feelings, and part of that is emotion. Now, when I say emotion, I don't always mean feelings. Because feelings could be like, you said something that hurt my feelings. But that's different than, I'm sad. Feelings are this raw, emotional response to life, to circumstances, to things. Make sense? Our feelings are our judgment about things. You don't like me, I feel bad. Make sense? So our feelings are often coming from this place of judgment. I see an experience, I experience something, and I'm going to have a judgment about that. You abandoned me. That's your judgment. Now, Phil's been working on his car. He has this little 63 bug. That's something. And he's taken all the guts out of the car that actually runs, and took all the guts out. And he's turning it into an electric car. So he had to change the motor. Well, then he had to change all the gizmos that hook the motor to whatever that makes the car go. Any of that stuff. And he had to make his own batteries, each little battery made by himself with his little thingies, and put them in a big box, and wired them up together, and tried not to electrocute himself. So he's been working on that for months. Months and months and months and months. I could judge that and say, you've abandoned me because you're not spending any time with me. Or I could say, wow, cool, you got a project. I'll go write a book. So that's usually what he does. He does something, I do something. And then we make sure that we have time for each other. So we like every other month. Every other day of the work week, we go to breakfast. It was like, oh, I don't know you. I've seen you before. Tell me what's going on in your life. We reconnect, and we take the dog for a walk, and we talk about, well, what do we do at church on Sunday? Because you know what? There's no other church like this one, and there's no playbook. So it's like, I don't know, what do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to do? I don't know, well, what does God want us to do? I don't know, well, we'll find out. So that's what our lives look like. But I could have moved into that place of judgment and say, you're not spending your time with me, you've abandoned me. And we have our judgments about lots of things. Coworker gives us a problem, we can judge that based on our feelings about that, based on our life experiences to this point. That's not the emotional realm I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is these raw feelings of sad, grief, loss, which is grief, I guess. Anger. There's something wrong with anger. You can be angry. Good book says be angry, but don't sin. Because angry is that flashpoint moment saying, this is not okay with me. Now you get to see why it's not okay with you. It's not okay with me because I'm in a place of judgment about that. Or it's not okay with me because a boundary was crossed. Well, did I tell that person about that boundary? Well, no. Well, maybe I better be clear with my boundaries. If it's because I was going to do that and I didn't, and it's self-judgment, then I get to look at that. So those emotions are just key flash responses that let us know we need to look at something. That's all they are. We don't have to have judgment about it. We can just be with that and then move through it. So that's the emotional part. Spiritual. Spiritual is this wonderful, expansive experience that is outside of the realm of the conscious mind. See, our conscious mind is like this, and then our subconscious mind is like this, and spirit is like this big. So how do we access that? Well, sometimes we think it through. We can think our way into spiritual stuff. I think even in meditation, the whole point of meditation is to blank the mind, so we stop thinking, because the mind can just run us amok. Sometimes some people think, well, we can just feel our way into that. Well, yeah, I think it's a combination of that. I think you can apply your mind and apply your feelings about that. But this spiritual realm is beyond actually words. And the best way for spirit to communicate with us is symbolically. And the best way to connect with our spiritual self is symbolically. How many people have ever done a dream board here? We do dream boards once a year. Way cool stuff. Sometimes you'll find that if you put a symbolic object that represents what your heart desires, it's more easily manifested than just writing the word down. Although words are powerful. Words are very powerful. But sometimes words get blocked up in our head because we run a judgment on it. I want peace. Well, what does peace look like? Well, peace means nobody's bothering me. You know, how are you going to manifest that? Right? So finding a picture that is peaceful activates the emotions of peace. And when the emotions of peace are activated, we can then take action towards that because we know what it feels like. So the symbolism activates all levels and gives us this clear connection, clear communication with spirit. For some reason, my clear communication is giving me trouble this morning. So that's why when we have our services, we try to give you a guided meditation every time. And it's a guided meditation, not a meditation to blank you out, because you can still do that, and that's wonderful if you're capable of doing that. Most of us in Western culture, it's really hard for us to slow down our mind. So if we can make our mind productive and give it something to do, something to process, and give it this symbolic information, then it becomes really powerful for us. Does that make sense? So the symbolism is really important. Then afterwards we try to give you some insights into that symbolism. Let me tell you how that works for me. Somebody says, well, I saw this flower, or I ask you, you're going to find a flower, you're going to pick a flower, okay, whatever. So you say, well, I see this flower. Well, what kind of flower is it? Well, it's a lilac. Okay, so I have to say, okay, what does that mean? And here's what the process looks like. You have no idea what's going on in here while you're asking those questions. What happens is then I see a lilac bush. I grew up with a lilac bush. Is it childhood memories? Is it childhood wonder? I love the smell of them, so they're sending me the smell of a lilac. They also show that lilacs are a cluster of flowers because it's about companionship. And they show me heart-shaped leaves. They show me root system. So I'm getting all this visual in the back of my head, going. And as soon as it triggers that what is significant for you, then it'll light up. I go, oh, well, this is what that's about. And what helps is that when you're open and I'm open to the same spiritual connection, then this connection is really easy. And I can tune into that really fast. so that I can get that information. You may not understand what your symbolism means in the moment. I bet if you went home and thought about it a while, you probably would get it anyway. But this is kind of a short circuit. You know, I like it easy, so why not? So symbolism is this powerful tool that we can access spirituality. So I have a guided meditation today. Don't you love spirit? It just cracked me up. So I was sitting in my chair going, I really want to talk about symbolism and some of these other things. And, I really like it that sometimes we'll do the guided meditation where you have choices. I thought, too bad I don't have a new one about that. Unless, of course, you do. So this morning, finishing that up, typing that up this morning for you. So I want to walk you on a guided meditation here, but I need you to kind of pay attention. So you're going to kind of have to be in meditation and we're not going to dim the lights today, or any more than they are. Does everybody have a pen and a little note card? Yeah. And if not, would somebody help assist me in getting everybody a pen and notepad? Bill? They're in the back? Should be in that back cabinet. I apologize. I thought I didn't think that. That was somewhere else.
What am I supposed to
Everybody got some?
Most of them have got, oh, no, not all of them have stuff on them.
This is the hardest part of the drawing fellowship.
Yeah, I've got a lot of
Did you find the cards that are in the, they should be in that cabinet right in the back, Daryl, where are they down there? Oh, for heaven's sake. Haha. Somebody was organized, it wasn't me. We got them. Pins, anybody need pins?
She was not big enough.
I'm so excited about sharing this. I forgot the basics.
Ooh, that's bad. I don't need the dog. There we go.
No, you're not selling them. I know. Okay. So here's how this goes. Anybody else need a card? Something to write on. And a pen. Does everybody have a pen? If you don't have a pen, pass one around.
First I know. So I could get it pay free. It's only 95 cents. Because it's a short story. And it's easier to be.
In the sacred
Oh, no,
observer.
that's not in
Yeah.
September.
I don't have a pen. My life is not complete. Oh, I might be judgment about it. Nobody loves me. I didn't get a card. So lucky. We got extras. Okay. So here's how this works. I'm going to invite you to just be in the moment for just a minute. And know that for just for now, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know anything. You can just be. And you can allow the answers to come to you. So I'm going to guide you through a journey this morning. And as you're on this little journey, I'm going to make some suggestions. What you choose is what is right for you right now. You might choose something different tomorrow. But for right now, whatever comes to you or feels right to you right now may have significance for you. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust the flow. The wonderful thing about this is that when I give you the handout, you can do it again later. You can share it with someone else. And it might be very different. Now, generally speaking, when we're doing a guided meditation, It's about whatever's going on in your world right now. If you have a specific issue and you focus on that and ask for guidance about that, then this will kind of shift itself to give you specific information about a particular situation. So if you have a particular situation that you're thinking about, that's fine. If not, you're going to get the big picture. Either way is just fine. Either way is good. So settle into your heart space, into this place that gives you access to all it is. Your brain is going to still be working because your brain has to process the words that I'm saying. Your brain is still going to have to write down a number or a word. And your emotions are going to be safe and open. And your physical form is present here and now. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, you're all connected. You're together. This is going to yield you some information that might be of assistance in your life today. So I want us to just take a deep breath and settle into that. And as you're settling into that, allow yourself to feel connected to all it is, whatever that is for you. And ask for guidance. Ask to be shown what is right for you. And in this place of safety and openness and connectedness, allow yourself to find yourself on a path. And this pathway is going to lead you to the Cosmic Salvage Yard. Now, this Cosmic Salvage Yard is like a treasure trove of wonderful things that have been collected over the years, throughout the centuries, perhaps. It will contain everything from crowns to crown molding, and tools and implements and pottery. And you will be intuitively led down a particular path. It will take you to just the right building or just the right stash of what is right for you. And you're going to find something here, a little treasure from this Cosmic Salvage Yard. So allow yourself to wander around and you'll find an item and pick it up. Now the wonderful thing about picking this item up is that you'll be able to carry it with you energetically. So you can put it in your heart space, you can put it in your pocket, even if it's big, it'll just fit. Maybe you have a cosmic purse, cosmic tote bag. Just so you can pick this up and carry it with you. So select an item, even if you don't know what it might mean for you. Select the item, and let's move on. As you're moving through this Cosmic Salvage Yard, you're coming into a place where there's some rocky outcropping, and you notice a cave. So what kind of cave do you discover? Is it a crystal cave? Is it a burial cave? Or a cave of treasure? Choose one. Whatever you choose, just make a note of that or remember that or write it down. And as you move into this treasure cave, or I'm sorry, this cave, whether it's crystal cave or burial cave or treasure cave, as you move into this, you see light at the end of the cave. And as you move towards that, you see the cave opens up to a beautiful vista. And you discover ancient ruins of a civilization never yet seen before. Do you feel excited, spooky, or curious? What feeling comes up for you? Are you excited? You feel spooky or creepy because this is cold and empty? Or curious? Everything here seems familiar yet strange. So you move through this ancient ruins, and you move into the dwelling area where people lived. And you pick up an item of daily living. Do you pick up a tool, a blanket, or a pot? Do you pick up a tool, a blanket, or a pot? Pick that up and carry that with you and wander past the dwelling area into the marketplace. When you're in the marketplace, do you pick up a textile, a piece of jewelry you might find there, or a coin? Do you pick up a textile, piece of jewelry you might find, or a coin? And your journey takes you into the place of government. Do you pick up a book or a scroll of law, a map, or a scepter? Book of law, a map, or a scepter? Wandering now into this sacred place, this ancient ruin. Do you pick up symbols, a candle holder, or prayer flags? Symbols, a candle holder, or prayer flags?
Symbols as the musical instrument?
Yes, as in musical instruments.
Could you repeat that again then?
Symbols, a candle holder, or prayer flags? You realize that you have walked in a circle, and your journey has taken you back to the entrance of the cave. And take a moment just to feel the wonderment of this experience. You know that you can come back to the cave at any time. So you want to mark the entrance of this cave, going through the cave back to the entrance now. And you mark the entrance so you can find it again. To mark it, do you carve on the rock? Wedge something into a crack in the nearby stone? Or write on the cave wall? Which do you do? Do you carve on the rock? Wedge something into a crack? Or write on the cave wall? So each of these things that you experienced, I'm sorry, I want you to come on back to the room. I don't want to leave you there. Just wander on back. Each of these things has symbolic significance. Went to has symbolic significance. And each thing you picked up has symbolic significance. I have some suggestions as what they might mean for you. But know in your heart that you will know specifically what it means for you. Bless you. So we're going through the cosmic salvage yard. Has to do with past life energy you're bringing into present time. What did you pick up? Somebody want to offer a suggestion?
Quartz crystal.
Quartz crystal? Okay. What do you think that means for you?
Clarity.
Okay. What'd you bring?
River rock.
River rock. What do you think that means for you?
Well, being near water always brings me peace.
Being near water brings you peace. I'm talking because I can't hear you in the back.
Oh.
I had something else. Bless you. It's catching around. River rock also symbolizes the ability to go with the flow. Tracy, did you?
Oh, yes. Crystal doorknob.
A crystal doorknob. What do you think that means for you?
I can open any door. No doors are closed.
Opportunity. A harmonica. Oh, good Lord, let me run through harmonica for you. Do you have a sense of what it might mean?
Harmony and vibration.
There you go. Yeah.
Say again.
Harmony. Harmony. Positive vibrations. And you can take a harmonica anywhere. Just go right in your pocket. Wherever you are, there it is. Yes, ma'am.
I Peacock feather.
Peacock feather. Do you know what that means for you?
I have no idea, but the blues and the greens were really intense.
Okay, so often a peacock feather represents the ability to see the other side.
Oh.
Oh, she says. With that knowing, oh,
Yeah, okay.
and to be able to see some symbolism in the physical realm or see spiritual stuff.
Cool.
That psychic vision. Yes, sir. Did you say
Compass
a compass? And you think that might mean?
for just direction.
Yep. Yeah. So since this is a past life thing, this is going to give you the ability to change directions as needed. It's also going to be able to give you the ability to lock and load. I'm going there, and nothing's going to stop me. Does that make sense? So this is
Yeah.
past life energy you're bringing in. Becky?
Dime.
A dime? What, you got an idea?
Not really.
Okay, you can turn on a dime. Again, it's similar, you shift gears. You can turn on a dime. Over here. A ruby. What do you think it means?
I'm not sure. It was that I picked it up and there was a ruby in it, and I put it around my neck.
Okay, so she picked it up. There's a ruby in this ornate design. Beautiful. Ruby, anything red, tends to have to do with passion for living. And since this has an intricate design, you may have an intricate path, but it's supported. That ruby is supported. Yes?
I don't know what this means, but it was a polished triangular shaped tiger's eye.
Tiger's eye. The stone tiger's eye often represents, I'm sorry, I'm just telling you rather than giving you a chance to think about it for yourself. Tiger eye often represents leadership. Lead, follower, get out of the way. Does that make sense? Sir.
A round shield.
A round shield, protection. You bring protection into this. Yes, ma'am.
Wagon wheel?
A wagon wheel. Okay, so moving on. Move it. Move it, move it, move it. Yes, ma'am.
It was a miniature carousel.
Miniature toy carousel. And what do you think that means for you?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. What I'm getting for you is the ability to see how everything comes around, goes around. Okay? So this is not only an action that you take, but also seeing other people take action and see how it comes around for them. So it feels to me like justice and fairness. Does that make sense to you? Does that have a big ring true in your world? Yeah. Okay. Esther.
Crystal pyramid.
Crystal pyramid. Power. Yes, ma'am.
Small treasure chest.
An old treasure chest.
Small.
Small.
Small treasure chest. What do you think that means for you?
For some reason, I'm thinking about my childhood.
Okay. So each thing in that treasure chest could be childhood memories. So it's asking you to treasure where you come from. Treasure your beginnings. Kelly?
A metal quill.
A metal quill. What do you think it means?
Something with writing.
Yeah. Something with writing. And because it's metal, it's going to stay sharp. So this is the ability to keep your wits about you and be able to keep your train of thought and not worry about it being messed up.
A leather tool belt.
A leather tool belt. What do you think that means?
It was empty,
Uh-huh.
so I think it gave me the ability to bring, when tools arose, I had a place to put them.
So when she gets tools, she has a place to put them. Absolutely. So it's not like you pick up a tool, you learn it, and then you set it aside and you forget it. You get it, you learn it, you get it, you got it, you keep it. And it's there ready for use. Ronnie?
A chipped, beautiful teacup.
Chipped, beautiful teacup. What do you think that means for you?
I have no clue because I don't like things.
You don't like things like that. See, this is why symbolism is so valuable.
I would never.
You would never pick that up. No. Okay, so a beautiful teacup has to do with what I'm feeling for you. Is it has to do with knowing that you come from a fine, delicate place and all the pain that you have experienced is not less than your value. That make sense? Yes, ma'am?
Golden scissors.
Golden scissors. There should be a song about it.
And there was
Golden
nothing else
scissors.
in the salvage yard. That was it. I had to search to find those. It was an empty salvage yard.
So you've brought everything back past life that you need in this life. So golden scissors is able to cut cords, cut connections that you know that no longer serve you, give you freedom. Yeah,
A black box with a golden diamond ring in it.
black box with a golden diamond ring. What do you think?
No clue.
This is being loyal to yourself. You know, a diamond ring often means an engagement, a marriage, you know, that connection. This one is for yourself. Being loyal to yourself. Being true to yourself, always. Yes, ma'am.
Wind chimes.
Wind chimes, what do you think they mean?
Listen to the harmony of life.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Well said. Yes, sir.
Slot machine.
A slot machine. Was it winning?
I never pulled it.
Huh. Okay, so this is the ability. Okay, do you have an idea what it might mean? Okay, so this is the ability to take a chance. Does that make sense to you? And if you had a specific thing that you're looking at, a particular issue that you want to take a look at, this is saying that some of it's just a crapshoot. You know, knowing you have control over some things and knowing some things you don't. Right. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Large mauve crystal ball. It's huge.
Mauve crystal ball. What do you think it means?
Looking into the future.
Looking into the future. What would mauve mean? Spiritual. Yes. Mauve is a balance of pink and purple, or pink and red. So this gives you the ability of doing it with the passion of life and love. So that's opening a future for yourself. So you've brought from the past love and passion for living. Yes, ma'am.
It's like a concha shell, but sliced so that you can see the inside of it. And then you can wear it also as a necklace.
What do you think it means?
I'm not sure.
This is the ability, feels to me like this is the ability to really be real, to let people see who you really, really are. I know you probably have others, but we are like way out of time here. One more? Okay.
Swing.
A what?
Rope swing with the tree and everything.
Joyful playfulness. That makes sense? Okay, so like we're like way behind time. I apologize, but I'm not sorry. So the cave that whatever cave you chose will represent to you your current challenge. If you chose the crystal cave, your current challenge is to get clear. If you chose a burial cave, anybody choose that? Cool. This is honor your come from and have gratitude for your past. It has great value for you right now. Treasure, see your value.
What about a bear's dwelling?
A bear's dwelling?
Yeah.
What do you think it means for you?
Home?
Home. Okay, so your current challenge is feeling safe in your home or taking time for rest. What do bears do? Bears rest. Does that make sense? Okay. If you have more questions, you'll have to see me after church because we're way. Okay, so how you feel about stepping into this ancient ruins is your current process that you're involved in. If you're excited, it's asking you to try something new. If you're spooky, who got spooky? Anybody got spooky? Okay. They're asking you to use your intuition and spirit connection. If you're curious, get more information. It's asking you to seek some more information. Do more of the mental stuff, mental process. The third one was what you picked up from the daily living is what you're learning. If you picked up a tool, you're learning to use your abilities. If you picked up a blanket, you're learning to acquire protection or safety. If you picked up a pot, this is how to combine ideas. Also letting you know it's time to get cooking. Get cooking. Number 4, in the marketplace, what you picked up there is your next step. Ready for your next step? Here's your next step. How many people got textile? This I thought was fun. The textile has to do with weaving your intention with action. Jewelry, adorn yourself with good deeds or worthy work. And a coin, invest in yourself. That could be education, that could be rest, that could be good food for your health, that sort of thing. Number 5, the place of government relates to self-authority. So how many people picked up a book of law? Okay. This is setting clear boundaries and let people know where you stand. A map? Who did the map? Got a map? Okay. This is like take a new direction. How many people got a scepter? Take charge of your own life. The next one was moving into the sacred place. And this is your spiritual action. The action that you take on a spiritual plane. Anybody got symbols? Be heard. Now the second aspect of symbols, just as you asked your question, what about the symbols? It's also be aware of the spiritual symbols with an S-Y-M-B-O-S. Symbols, be aware of those. But the symbols be heard, this came through earlier for me, and it says you have something valuable to share. So speak up. Candle holder, be seen. Do the deal. People are watching. People need to have a beautiful example. Prayer flag. This is be worthy. Great things are coming. Be worthy of them. And the very last one, how you marked the entrance of the cave, relates to your destiny, what you came in this life to do. How many people carved on a rock? You came to change the world. You came to change things. How many put a wedge of something in a crack in a nearby stone? You came to heal things. How many wrote on the cave wall? You came to bring new insights. Don't be afraid to share. Did you like that?
Yes. Goosebumps.
Now what's really fun about this form of guided meditation is that you didn't have to know what the symbolism meant. And because the symbolism had already been structured spiritually for you, we had that construct, you could go through and create for yourself your own guided meditation and have totally different things come up and be aware for you, an awareness for you. Does that make sense? Okay. So I have handouts for that, and I'll get them to you before we leave. In the meantime, Mr. Bill, have you a moment, sir? Yeah. Speaking of symbolism, communion is all about symbolism here. And this is symbolic of our physical connection to spiritual things. We are the anchor of spiritual life, that spiritual energy of love. We're the anchor of that in this physical realm. And by consuming this, we acknowledge that healing comes through love. And it comes through us. We can heal ourselves, we can heal each other, we can heal the world. So would you join us in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this in, help us to take in life and all of its crazy, amazing attributes. Help us to be spiritually nourished by this symbol. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. As that continues around, would you you join us in prayer again, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to feel that loving connection and know that the lifeblood of joy and hope flows through us in all things. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. It's all good.
Just because we're so glad to have her back. Hey, you want to do this?
A lot of people say to me, "It's so good to see you." That I say back, "It's good to be seen." And those that have followed my story know that I went away on vacation to New Jersey to see family. 2 days in, I decided I was going to have another heart attack, which I just had in January. I really think he was. So while I was there laying in the hospital, I kept saying, I don't understand this, this is really crap. But in hindsight, looking at some of the things that went on because I was laid up and I had to be a listener, sometimes you have to go through some crap to be a listener. And I laid in bed there with someone holding my hand the whole time and listening. I was in the moment. And all that said is what we learn here, what we have so totally free here is amazing. It really does come alongside when you got the hard times. And what could have been really crappy turned out to be a real blessing to someone who needed the blessing. And hadn't I learned some of these lessons here, free, maybe I wouldn't have flowed with it and been able to be seen today. You never know what your path is going to do. And to be able to be here and enjoy this and what you can give helps support us to be able to minister to one another and learn and grow in this path while we're still here in this path. So thank you. Amen to that.
Amen. I'm going to put the stack in the back when we're done here so that if you want to have an extra one to share with friends. You're welcome to do that. We have a special thing. Can you go find